Hey, Kevin here. Hope you're enjoying the episode.
Hey, who are you talking to, Kevin?
Listeners of our shows, I also want to let them know that if they're enjoying what we've been doing, they can support us on Patreon.
Oh, Patreon. Were you going to tell them about the early episodes? Also, Patreon-exclusive episodes that can be found there, too?
Well, yeah, I was going to do
yeah, and then there's the other cool stuff, including art, merch for subscribers, like tote bags, hoodies, shirts, mugs.
Yeah, and
Can you believe people could support us for only $5 a month? You're definitely going to mention that, too, right?
I was. Support Supernatural Selection and The Distraction Hole on Patreon for as little as $5 a month. Visit patreon.supernaturalselectionpod.com to learn more and get started today. So, creepy ass thing, you know what? I'm going to save that till after the intro now that I think about it. Hello, and welcome to Supernatural Selection. I'm your host, Kevin. With me this week are Mike the Skeptic. Mike, how you doing?
I'm fine and wondering what the hell just happened to you.
Yeah, something happened, and I will tell that story here in a minute. We also have Mr. David Davis. David, how are you?
I am all right.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So,
No, it's nice for a change. So.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. So I went back to the bathroom to go use the bathroom a minute ago. And sitting on the dresser next to the bathroom door is this jewelry box that belonged to my mom. Mike, you may know the thing. It's got like 3 drawers and like a little fold down thing that you put rings in. All right. So I personally have owned this since 2004.
Yeah.
And my mom had it since the 90s when my grandfather bought it for her. And it has sat there with, fucking jewelry in it, because fucking jewelry box. So I step out of the bathroom, and suddenly I start hearing a music box. Raindrops keep falling on my head. And I'm very confused because the only music box I know is I've got another jewelry box that looks like a windmill. And I'm like, it's not coming from that. And I check like every single object on the dresser. And it's my mom's music box. Not music box, her jewelry box, which I didn't know was a music box because it has never been wound up before.
Huh.
And I have opened all the drawers multiple times over the last 21 years. And just stepping out of the bathroom, this motherfucker starts playing out of nowhere. And me and Dusty were highly confused and a bit concerned. And she was like, maybe your mom's trying to say something? And I'm like, God, I hope not. Not today. Right. So that was kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, it's a weekend weird. Have we got any housekeeping before we get started?
I don't necessarily have anything. Yeah, I'm going to get to my next episode eventually. I still got the semester to wind down, and then
you got a lot going
my
on.
My next episode will be the
sexy possessed nuns.
Yeah, the second part of the nun story.
Yeah, I think we're all looking forward to sexy nun time.
Well, we'll see.
Oh,
that's a bunch of nonsense.
I was just gonna say that's the episode title for that one.
Sexy nonsense.
Yeah. Which they are not sexy, no. I'm sure. I feel like film has given us a very skewed view of what nuns look like. So, it's a weekend weird. Like I said, I think I'm gonna let David go first,
Okay.
and
All right.
then
Well,
me, and then Mike. How's that sound?
Okay.
works for me.
All right. So, David, what have you got for us this week?
Well, Papal Bull has concluded. We have a new pope.
Very fast.
Yeah.
Turnaround.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what I find amusing is that you decide we're gonna have this temporary segment about watching the Conclave, and within the span of the 2 episodes, it is over.
Like,
I mean, 2 episodes is a series, so
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, the conclaves have gone a lot faster in the 20th and 21st century.
I guess, yeah. When
Yeah.
you have take technology into account, and
Yeah. Well, John
Getting-
Paul
traveling.
John Paul II, right?
Yeah.
His was only like 3 days.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, and then with Benedict and Francis, they were both within like 2 days.
Okay, I thought Benedict was longer for some reason.
I believe it was 2 days.
Yeah,
But yeah, like I think the thing is the Cardinals don't want to be without their phones.
that too. Yeah, I heard that they
Yeah.
were sequestered and they took their phones.
I can't
Yeah.
check on my Facebook.
I need to play the Candy Crush. Give me my phone back. Fuck it. Let's just elect the guy from Chicago. Give me my phone back.
Pokemon Go to Rome.
Yeah.
So, we got our Pope. I want to talk a little bit. Yeah, well, I mean, he's the world's Pope now.
Yes, he belongs to the world.
Now, are they going
I
to
wanna
elect an
talk-
anti-pope?
Right? Nah, I wish.
It's Lod. It's always Lod.
Oh,
the
he wins in a
anti-pope.
landslide.
Like a hammer hits a cantaloupe.
Like a lion eats an antelope.
It's like the Russian elections. There, you're voting, but you know who's going to win.
Yeah. Well, speaking of knowing who's going to win, so crypto got involved, and it was a massive failure.
Yeah.
Wait, what now?
Okay, so this is my article I'm bringing up.
Oh, good.
We'll also talk about Leo the 14th.
Yeah, we got to
as
talk
well,
about a
but-
few things there.
But this is from Futurism by Maggie Harrison Dupree. Crypto prediction platform Polymarket was utterly wrong about the new pope.
Yeah.
So the American pope surprised everyone. Papal predictor Polymarket, the crypto-based prediction market where users can place bets on events ranging from national elections to natural disasters, got the pope odds way wrong. Those forecasts were reflected in Polymarket as well as the similar platform Kalshi, which both took a hard turn towards Parolin as the public caught sight of the white smoke, according to Axios. Meanwhile, market bettors had Prevost hovering around a 1% to 2% chance of becoming the next pope. And of course, it's Prevost who's the one who, yeah.
Yeah, Prevost got it.
Mm-hmm. And yet, in a stunning twist of fate, it was the American-born Robert Prevost, a graduate of Villanova and a conclaver with the highest likelihood of ever consuming a hot dog and a $1.99 pizza slice from Costco, who clinched the title. According to a screenshot posted on X, formerly Twitter, by Brew Markets, Prevost was sitting at around 0.03% when his shock election was announced. In short, polymarketers were absolutely blindsided, highlighting how Polymarket's oft-exalted predictive prowess isn't all it's cracked up to be. Next thing, Vatican bombshell. The Vatican shocked the world today when the Chicago-born American and Peruvian was named Pope Leo XIV before taking to the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica to greet the world as Holy Father. Prevost is the first American pope and appears to be the first pope to retweet Catholic Snoopy posts.
Wait. Okay.
Yeah, there's a Twitter account for like Catholic Snoopy stuff, I guess. Though Prevost was an ally of his predecessor, the late Pope Francis, he was by no means seen as the frontrunner.
Mhm.
Most expected either Italian Cardinal Pietro Parolin or Filipino Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle to ascend to the papacy. The hard swing towards Parolin in the moments before the announcement broke out was likely due to the conclave's speediness, as Axios pointed out. Anyway, if you're a Polymarket who bet on the American Prevost to win the papacy, email us. So,
Okay.
yeah, no, it's pretty wild to
Interesting.
see the percentage on the chart, where it's just like a straight line to 100% after the,
Shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so what do you guys know about the new Pope?
Oh man, we learned a little bit earlier today that's upsetting, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, so
But he
the
is
popes tend to,
Catholic. I don't know what we were expecting.
yeah, the popes typically kind of swing between liberal and conservative, like one after another,
Yeah.
Yeah.
at least in recent history. So there's elements of the pope, the new pope, that are admirable, but there's other elements where you're just kind of like, ee.
Yeah, the
Um,
whole shuffling cardinals and priests thing to hide,
yeah,
Misconduct.
sex crimes.
yeah, it's a big one. I have from the Washington Post a kind of an overview of just some big issues associated with the new pope. So the first thing on the list is he is voted in Republican primaries.
Oh, god
Um,
damn it.
native of Chicago, voted 2012, 2014, and 2016. Usually an absentee ballot voter, right?
Right, yeah.
Now, his views on women in the church appear aligned with Francis.
Which is, they're okay, right?
Yeah, generally pretty good. More roles for women in the church and everything like that. So, hopefully that continues. He is also like, he's very much concerned about the climate crisis.
Oh, cool. That's
Yeah.
and once again, yes, there are terrible things about this guy, but also it's a pope.
Yeah.
I was when I found out the whole hiding sex criminals thing, I was like, he's Catholic. I mean, he's a Catholic like manager. Of course he did. Not that I'm excusing it. I'm just saying that it's expected.
I mean, it's a pope. You don't expect them to be like super progressive in a lot of ways.
No.
Now, in a 2012 address to bishops, Leo XIV, now known as Leo XIV, said Western news media and popular culture promoted, quote, sympathy for beliefs and practices that are at odds with the gospel regarding LGBTQ plus issues. Here's furthering the quote, which is pretty wild. Note, for example, how alternative families comprised of homosexual partners and their adopted children are so benignly and sympathetically portrayed on television programs and in cinema.
I have to shove a foot up his ass.
Right. He is also very concerned about migrants. That was one of his big causes he championed, like kindness to migrants.
Oh, good. Okay, that's not where I thought this was going.
He called the Trump administration's plans for mass deportation a disgrace. So, it's almost like a coin flip.
Yeah, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Yeah, what you gain in the swings, you lose in the roundabouts.
And then, how old is he? He's like 69? Nice.
Yeah, he
69.
was the young one, wasn't he? He was the young upstart.
No, the youngest was Pizza Balla.
Oh, okay. My bad.
I did have a question. Did they give us the odds for Pizza Balla?
I don't have it in the article, no.
Oh, damn. That sucks.
But here was the thing. If I was like, okay, I had Pizza Balla pretty high up there, not just as a joke, but like as far as like
you use Italian
his position. Yeah. Prevost was pretty high on my list, but I didn't think it was actually going to be him.
Right.
So I'm pretty surprised, but like, I mean, it could be a lot worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it could be substantially worse. I will say Prevost does sound like a deli meat. Like some Prevost on rye.
Yeah. Or just one of those weird,
which
like titles that, someone in a company has you've never really heard of before, like who the fuck knows what a comptroller does?
Yeah.
This is Jewel I couldn't think of a fake name. Kept going this is Julie. She's the Prevost over in accounting.
Oh right, yeah, no, I could see that. And the other thing is, being from Chicago, I guarantee you, he's like the Pope most likely to have like shoved a hoagie down his throat.
Right now, he's had a Costco hot dog, like the article says.
He's the one Pope that said, "Hey, I'm walking here."
The first Pope that probably has tried Malort.
Oh God, Malort Pope.
This Pope can demolish a cheesesteak.
Oh, this motherfucker. Oh man, shit.
So a
Oh,
little bit
man.
about the name. So there were 13 previous Leos, of course, but I'm pulling from a CBS News article here. The name Leo harkens back to Pope Leo the Great, who was the first pope with the name Leo. Leo the First. His papacy was from 440 to 461.
Wow.
Famous for meeting with Attila the Hun and dissuading him from attacking Rome.
What are they saying about Trump then?
Right, right. Leo the First is also known as a great intellectual and theological reformer. He wrote Leo's Tome, a document that influenced the official doctrine defining Jesus Christ as both fully human and fully divine. Leo the 14th, our new pope, has a doctorate in canon law, so he's probably going to be doing a lot of like clarification on certain stuff.
Okay.
And the last Leo was Leo the 13th, obviously, who was head of Catholic Church between 1878 and 1903.
Wow. Been a little bit.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, here we go. So there's more significance to the name Leo. So Leo the 13th, famous for writing the Rerum Novarum, which is translated to On New Things, or On Revolutionary Changes. Now, the Rerum Novarum addressed workers' rights and capitalism at the dawn of the Industrial Age and is considered the first Catholic social encyclical, laying the foundation for modern Catholic social thought. So yeah, no, that's pretty interesting. So
Yeah.
the name Leo is a deep sign of commitment to social issues.
Okay. Hey, I'm just glad he
Yeah.
didn't go with pious.
Right, or innocent, because you can never
Yeah.
trust the name innocent.
Yeah, innocent, pious, and I didn't do a goddamn thing. Now, me and Mike were talking earlier about Pizza Balla and the travesty of him not getting it.
Yeah, because if he got elected, he should just keep the name because it's
Yes.
a great name.
Yeah, that's what we were saying, and that was like, hey, fuck you, I'm making my own church with blackjack and hookers, and you know what? Forget the church.
I think Bala is supposed to mean Baal.
Probably.
Yeah, it's not what it
Yeah.
comes off sounding like.
Yeah, but like no, just like I'm just picturing a big bale of stacked pizzas, and now I'm
Okay,
hungry.
because I'm just like the Pizza Balla, yo. I'm just saying.
You know, if you stack like 8 DiGiorno, not DiGiorno's, the Tostito pizzas,
Yeah.
Tostitos, yeah.
Yeah, they're a square.
Totino's
Totino's
that's the name.
pizzas, yeah, they're a square if you get like 8 or 9
Yeah.
of them stacked.
You got a pizza balla.
Yeah, you could get some baling wire, but that would be wasting good pizza.
Or you
Oh
can
no, you can
just
still eat the pizza.
Oh,
lay them
that's
all out
interesting.
flat and just katamari roll them up.
There you go.
no,
You know-
no.
I gotta admit, like those Totino's pizzas, I don't know how they always end up crispy the way
Yeah.
they do, but like they are legit. They're honestly pretty good.
Fucking great. Look, I don't give a shit what anybody says. Those are the best store-bought pizzas you can get.
And they're like $2.
Yeah, no.
At one point in my life, they were literally $1 a piece, and I like lived off of them because
I am-
I could get like
we-
a week's worth of food for like $20.
We need to pursue a Totino's sponsorship.
We really do. 'Cause, like,
Yeah, I
here's the-
will sing their fucking praises all day, dude.
I will say I'm still mad that they went from round to square because they talk about, oh, you can fit more in the... No, fuck you, and you're fitting the toaster oven. I want them round so they fit perfectly on my plate.
They could fit in your mouth.
Not that I'm going
Yeah.
to turn down a square Totino's pizza. They're fucking great.
No, I love those things, man. Yeah, Totino's, if you are listening, and we know you are,
Yeah.
because you're freaks, you're dang ass freaks, we will praise your product, sponsor us.
Yeah. I'm just saying it's called those things are called Supreme for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we went from talking popes to pizza.
Well, it's connected with Pizza Balla. So
Well, you know what?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what is almost literally a pizza balla?
what's that?
Pizza rolls.
Pizza rolls.
Yeah. Speaking of pizza rolls, Totino's, put them in your mouth.
Yeah, stick them in your mouth, you fat bastards. Anyway.
Are you doing a papal enclave and you'll be sequestered for who knows how long?
Oh, man.
Get you some
They're all-
Totino's pizzas.
Yesterday, like 8 p.m., they're sitting there arguing, and then ding! Pizza rolls are done. It's
we
the
got pizza rolls and Mountain
Tatinos.
Dew.
It's the Tatinos.
Let's figure this out. We also could play Mario Kart afterwards.
Oh man, dude, they had a sleepover. They had it decided last night. They just stayed up all night playing Spider-Man and the X-Men in Arcade's Revenge.
Now there was I've been like binging like papal history stuff.
Obviously.
There was a story, and I forget the exact conclave which it was, but it was like in the year like 500 something, I think.
Is this the one about like 2 or 3 popes?
Yes, but then afterwards with the one of the popes got, or not one of the popes, one of the cardinals got snipping, and it's like, because you have us locked in here, the word of God can't reach us, so let us out or tear off the roof. So the people fucking tore off the roof.
Jesus.
So they'd make a goddamn decision, because it took them like, I think almost like a year to come up with the next pope in that situation.
Holy crap. Now,
Yeah.
one of our friends posted the photo, and it was purple smoke, which I thought Prince had become pope.
Oh, man. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
I thought he was back and was now the pope. I was excited. Pope Prince the First.
Oh, man.
And he comes out to
Long may
bat.
he purple rain.
And he comes out to bat dance.
Nice. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Like, if you could have a celebrity pope.
Oh, man. Weird Al. I'm going with Pope Al
Oh, my
the
God.
First.
Yes.
Yeah. I just, it's like, I can't think of anybody that would, like, be better at it and also entertaining.
Yeah. No, Al would make a fun pope. Absolutely.
Like, you go to, like, a meeting and they have, like, a buffet out and it's all Twinkie Wiener sandwiches.
Hey, provided he was still with us, Paul Rubens.
Ooh, Pope Pee Wee the First. That would be interesting.
Yes.
And ironically, the sex crimes would go down.
Yeah.
In charge.
Mike, who would you want for a celebrity
I'm
pope?
trying to think.
I probably stole your idea with
No.
Weird Al.
No.
You know what? How about an atheist? How about Douglas Adams?
See, you kind of stole what I was about to say again, but I was going to say Ricky Gervais, even though I know you hate him.
Oh,
God, I hate him.
But
He also looks like a younger pope.
him just
you know what? Fuck it, because he's in everything. Let's just do it anyway. Pope Pedro Pascal.
I actually thought that
Actually, I could
No.
get down with that.
better.
Huh.
Pope Jack Black.
Oh, I got one to beat all of y'all. Actually, that would be funny, but I got one to beat all of you. Nicolas Cage.
Oh man,
Pope
Pope
Nick
Cage the First.
Pope Nick Meister the First. Oh, that'd be great. Yeah. Or that or Christopher Walken. Either one. I don't give a shit.
Oh man, that's great.
I'm here to bless you all. So you better fucking line up. I carried this censer in my ass. Sorry. Oh, man. That would... God, now I wish I lived in that reality.
No, okay. How about if you really want to gather adherents to the Catholic Church? How about Pope Selma Hayek?
I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, I mean, think about it.
I
Think
know
about
who listens to this show.
how many people would join the church.
Yeah, that's true. Yep. Well, anyway, we had a pope.
Yeah,
Yeah,
We got a pope.
we're no longer popeless.
we
The
got
Pope.
that. We got that new Pope smell.
The pope is dead. Long live the pope.
Yep.
I guess. I mean, I am gonna miss Francis. I thought he was a pretty fucking good pope.
Yeah, he's pretty decent.
Yeah. I mean, comparatively.
Yeah, no, and time will tell how Leo is, but
Yeah.
the good news is generally they don't last more than 30 years.
Well, look at him.
Yeah, they're usually elected fairly, old. So
Yeah. I wonder if that's like on purpose, or it's like we don't want this fucker sticking around.
No,
Well-
that is one of the reasonings why they kind of tend to skew older.
Oh,
that,
cool.
usually takes you that long to work your way up through the diocese anyway.
That's true.
Well, and the other thing is, like, when a pope takes over, like, it changes the nature of the church significantly. So if it's a pope who does a lot of controversial things, or there's like a doctrinal disagreement, they can be overwritten in time.
Yeah. Okay, I got one other celebrity that I would fucking love to see as pope, though.
Yeah.
Ice-T.
Oh, shit.
Pope Pimpula the First.
Yeah, just for fun, I'm going to say Pope Godzilla.
Sure. Fucking, I'd love to see him with a little white skull cap on. That'd be great. Yeah, their first doctrine is...
First doctrine is no more fucking Rodans.
The Vatican's moved to Monster Island. Oh, that'd be great. Mothra becomes a cardinal.
Japanese Cardinal Ultraman.
Oh, they replace the entire Swiss Guard with just Jet Jaguar. I am digging this idea now, David. I think you may have won with that one. Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. Someone needs to draw Jet Jaguar, but as a Swiss Guard.
Oh, God. Can I do mine?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I got a bit of a theme going this week.
Okay.
And it is reptilian based. So,
oh boy.
My first article is from the Daily Star.co.uk because, of course. This article was by Alexandra Snow, and it came out on April 28th. And the article is called Boffins Make Shocking Discovery as Bloke Ages Whiskey at the Bottom of Loch Ness.
That's such a British headline.
It is. Like, I mean, the only way it could be more British is at bottom of Loch Ness, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah. So, Scottish spirits brand Domhain. Domhain? I don't know. I never can pronounce Scotch. Anyway, have created an exclusive method of submerging their casks of whiskey into the mysterious depths of Loch Ness to soak up some magic and improve the spirit. That's got to be a pun.
Right.
So, the article starts with, Nessie's got a treat if she gets a whiff of what's... Okay, let me start that over because, like, apparently my ability to read just jumped out a fucking window. Nessie's got a treat if she gets a whiff of what this man's got brewing. Also, they gendered Nessie. I never heard that. Interesting. Anyway, Boffins have made a shocking discovery that changes the taste of whiskey as a Scottish company plunges their barrels to the bottom of Loch Ness. Scottish spirits brand Domhain, pronounced Doin. Thank you. Okay. It's Domhayn, and it's pronounced Doin.
Yeah, well,
Yep.
You just keep dropping syllables until.
Yep.
Now, how's the last part of that spelled?
Hayn.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes no sense to me.
Yeah. Domhain, pronounced Doin.
Doin.
Yeah, and named after the Gaelic word for deep, has discovered a pioneering way to improve the taste of their whiskey.
The secret is Nessie piss.
Yeah, apparently. Submerging casks into the mysterious depth of Loch Ness in the Scottish Highlands is said to enhance and smooth the spirit within, creating a unique flavor with a U.
Yes.
Which Doin has said this is a potential game changer for the drinks industry. The pioneering hydrostatic diffusion technique sees the wooden casks plunged approximately 214 meters. Mike, look up how much that is in feet.
Multiply it by 3, you get roughly
in
feet.
freedom units.
So roughly 600 to 700 feet.
Yeah, 650 feet.
Yeah. To the bottom of Loch Ness, causing extreme pressure and altering the spirit's molecular profile. And I did not miss that freedom units. Thank you, David. Doyne founder James Patterson told the Spirits Business, which is a magazine apparently, that the cask spent approximately half an hour submerged within the loch. Okay, what?
Yeah, no.
Just half an hour? Yeah, fucks. I
Like,
want
honestly,
barnacle.
this sounds like a sponsored article. Like, I know it's probably not, but it sounds like, the whiskey company had a
No, there
deal
isn't.
with.
No, there's an ad for Doyne right after the next couple paragraphs.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's a deal. Anyway, he said, there's lots of technical aspects to it. The very first experiment that we did, the cask was submerged for about the same time, and then we sent samples of the spirit before and after to Oxford University to be analyzed, and the results came back very positive. Patterson said they tried to keep it simple and not overcomplicated, simply making the cask heavy enough to sink. Once the barrel has been submerged, Patterson said it was just a matter of leaving it down there until the magic happens. How long did it say again? Half an hour?
Something like that.
God damn. The location of Loch Ness was chosen for a number of reasons. Oh, I bet. One being, it is one of Scotland's few lochs with sufficient depth for the submersion. Patterson, who has a background in civil engineering, described it as, quote, a majestic, impressive, large place, as well as easy for access and familiar. Due to the unusual production method, the spirit does not fit within the definition of a Scotch whiskey or any other spirit category, and as such is a single malt barley spirit. Interesting.
I'm just spitballing here, but like, how cold do you think it is at that depth where they're keeping the?
Pretty cold.
I mean,
I wonder if that has. Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be, pretty chilly.
I'm just saying, I want it down there long enough to grow barnacles.
Well, it's fresh water. It's not going to grow barnacles.
Okay, make it happen. I still want
Probably
barnacles.
Algae or something.
Sure,
But
yeah.
I was expecting like a year or something.
Same here.
A half hour.
That's a gimmick.
Like all it's doing is like, putting pressure on the cask.
Yeah.
And getting cold, but not that cold because, these whiskey is typically kept in, rick houses or, unclimate controlled warehouses. So, they typically see freezing temperatures. So this isn't anything, they'll usually freeze for, a good part of the year, wherever the climate is.
And like part of the thing with the taste of a whiskey is, like the floor of the rick house that the barrel's on can highly affect the taste of the barrel. So
a lot of times, they say it's the swings in temperatures, not so much, that it stays hot or stays cold, but it goes between,
like
hot
100 and freezing through the year. Yeah.
So
now, have we accounted for the fact that Aleister Crowley did rituals at Loch Ness, and that might be
I
involved?
was going to bring that up by the end of the article, the fact that it could be Crowley spunk causing this. Yes, it's delicious.
Oh,
also
I'm
take
the wickedest man in the brewery.
Enjoy the taste of the seed. Oh, that's terrible.
That's gross.
Yep.
How you doing, Mike?
I was gonna say, so I also take a little umbrage with they saying it's can't be called a Scotch. I'm like, I don't think that's necessary unless they skip some necessary Scotch, steps. There's nothing that I know of that would prevent it from being called a Scotch, and doing this unless it's just they didn't age it very long.
Yeah, that's possible.
Because they have scotches that are put in like former wine barrels, so you can finish a Scotch and it's still considered a Scotch. This would just be considered a weird finish thing unless like I said,
unless this is like during the actual aging in the first barrel.
Unless they like distill it, slap it in this barrel, throw it in the lock, pull it out, and
then age it.
Well, I mean,
or just
not age it. Well, it has to be aged some because it looks like it has color to it.
Well, maybe they age it and then they dunk it in the lock.
Yeah, that's what I would think they would do, but you never know.
I don't know. Anyway, Doine's inaugural release comes from the cask known as, oh my God, DLNABK.
I don't think that's like supposed to be a word.
Yeah, I was going to say, look, I know a little bit about Gaelic, and that doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
Which was submerged in Loch Ness on February 14th, 2025.
Thank you for translating that Euro date.
Yes, 14th February. Anyway, there are only 6 bottles in existence, which can each be tracked back to the precise location the cask rested on the lock bed.
Which it was the one cask, so they know exactly where it was.
Yeah. The first bottle is currently on sale on an online auction. Initially, only one bottle will be released each month.
Okay, don't click it. I want y'all to guess how much it went for.
$2,000.
David?
I'm going to say 15,000.
And it's in pounds.
Okay.
Okay.
2,000 pounds.
I'm not going to fucking convert this shit.
2,000 pounds then.
I'm going to say 15,000 pounds then. Fuck.
There were 42 bids.
$1.
The reserve has been met. And the winning bid was 850 pounds.
That is not nearly as much as I thought, but still more expensive than anything we've got in the store.
Yes.
Absolutely. What a waste of money.
Yeah. Especially for that kind of gimmick. This is like if you like.
And can you imagine the tariffs on it if you tried to import it?
Oh, Christ. And like, look, I thought Jefferson's Ocean was a gimmick.
Yeah.
Which their thing is, we put them on a boat.
Yeah, but theirs at least
it's aged on the trip.
It's in barrels, and the barrels are lashed to the deck of a ship. It's not like in a hole.
Yeah, that's true. It does add like
Our
a sea
booze is
salt.
seasick.
Yeah, well, it does add like a slight ocean salt flavor to it, but it's still a gimmick.
I've never tried it before.
Yeah, same here. But that's what I've been told, and it's still a gimmick. So
yeah.
Anyway, speaking about buyers, Patterson said it's not your standard spirit drink. It's been on a journey like no other spirit drink has been on. And it's changed in a way that no one else has tasted before. So that's part of the reason for choosing an auction. How do you put a price on something that's not that's that unique? I don't know, man. You put a reserve. So the idea is to just let the market decide. Let the enthusiasts and the collectors and the connoisseurs decide what the value of this very first bottle should be. Again, you put a fucking reserve on it, dude. I'm just saying. I hope Nessie fucked the cask.
Right.
Just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounded interesting until I found out 30 minutes.
Yeah, well, fucking leave that shit in the lock for a year. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. I'd drink it then, at least. I'd try it. Let me say that. I don't drink, but I'd try it.
Mm.
I don't know, Mike. How does that make you feel?
It just sounds very gimmicky.
Yeah. It kind of pisses me off, honestly.
Okay, so I'm looking at, I was looking to see if anybody has had a review of it. And apparently the thing, they put it in a little, it's not a full-size cask. It's a tiny oak cask.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It was already 5-year blended Scotch and a 15-year single malt.
Ah.
Oh, okay. One was a 5-year and then one was a 15. The test spirit used in a sample this person had
Hey, it's in U.S. dollars. It went for $1,124.
Okay.
There's actually a current currency estimate button on the whiskey auction site. Yeah. So, that's a lot.
Trying to see if I can
like
see what they thought of it. They said a lot of words.
Yeah. like, okay, in all fairness, at the store, we have a hand-picked Willet purple top that is $500. Now, the thing is, that is without a markup. That is like the price of that bottle regularly. That we didn't like mark that up for being a store pick. So like, I get it. People will pay a lot of money for some whiskey, and I have tasted our $500 store pick, and I'm not gonna lie. I feel like it kind of does taste like it's worth $500. I would not pay $500, but I will gladly sample it if someone else buys it.
There you go.
So anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting that they're getting that gimmicky.
Didn't see any like conclusive things. They talked a lot about it, but I don't have time to read it right now.
I'm sure it's all, well, it was a scotch.
Yeah, because he had like two samples, A and B, and talked a lot about them. So.
It probably tastes like peat anyway.
Maybe.
So it's going to taste like moist dirt. So there you go. Anyway, that was a fun little thing. So Mike, I believe you're next.
Yes, I am.
What have you got?
I have.
What hast thou gottest?
What hast I wrought?
What has science done?
Yes, what has science done indeed? Well, since you went to Scotland, I think I'll continue the Scottish journey. Coming from Gizmodo, May 1st, 2025, Margarita Bassey. A strange, unexplained hum is keeping a Scottish isle awake at night.
Oh, here we go. I love weird hums.
An environmental health team is on the island investigating reports about low-frequency sounds. Residents of the Scottish Isle of Lewis in the Hebrides, Hebrides.
It's probably pronounced hub.
Probably Hebrides.
Right.
Are claiming to hear a strange humming noise. No one knows where it's coming from or if it's even real. Nevertheless, some hum hearers claim it's severely disrupting their lives. Lauren Grace Kirtley, founder of the Hebridum Hum Low-Frequency Noise Disturbance Action and Support Group on Facebook, described it to the BBC Radio's Good Morning Scotland program as, quote, a very low humming, droning, pulsating noise. It's incredibly intrusive and distressing. She said the noise is making it hard to sleep and concentrate. Quote, I get lots of fluttering in my ears, she said. It's making me dizzy and giving me headaches, according to the BBC. In a Facebook post, Kirtley wrote that the group has made spectrograph recordings, graphs that show sound frequencies over time, at each location where people reported hearing the strange humming sounds. They identified a, quote, persistent, recordable 50 hertz signal of variable strength present in all locations, indicating that the hum isn't being produced from the center of the island. Using this approach, they ruled out all known potential on-island sources, including ports, turbines, and other infrastructure. The group is now exploring offshore origins. The group says it has reached out to various organizations for support, but there's still no widespread agreement on possible cause. Kirtley, however, believes that it's of human and not natural origin. Pamela Weaver Larson, a member of the 456-person Facebook group, well, that's a lot of people that's hearing this humming, suggests in a post that the phenomenon might be caused by autoacoustic emissions, low-intensity sound produced in the cloaca, a part of the inner ear. Or cochlea. Sorry,
I was going to say, cloaca, that's a bird butt.
I transposed the L and the C. In my
You're just thinking about bird shit shooting out of an ear.
Yeah, part of the inner ear. In other words, hum hearers might be hearing noises created by their own ears rather than an external sound.
So something is causing the thing to vibrate in your ear.
No, I think it's more of like, say, tinnitus, but not. Tinnitus.
This is kind of similar. There's a thing called the Taos hum that is in Taos, New Mexico, and it's heard in other places around the world. It's just this weird ass hum, but there's actual like video of it.
Yeah.
Like you hear it on the video, so.
Quote, but then why wouldn't I hear the hum wherever I go? Larson mused in the post, explaining that she didn't hear the hum in Florida or Upper Michigan. The recent reports join a host of other mysterious hums that have been reported around the world for decades. There's even the World Hum Map and Database Project, founded by hum hearer Glenn McPherson, a former University of British Columbia lecturer, who documents and maps self-reported data on what's frequently called the worldwide hum. That sounds like a worse version of the World Wide Web.
Yeah.
Honestly. Does it have anything to do with the crash test dummies, I wonder?
I have a theory.
Okay. Do you want me to finish the article, or do you want to...
Finish your article, and then I'll tell you my theory.
According to the website, the hum is typically compared to a, quote, a car or truck engine idling outside your home or down the block, or as, quote, a low rumbling or droning sound. It's often perceived louder at night than during the day, and louder indoors than outdoors.
Interesting.
The description also claims, however, that the sufferers hear it wherever they are, which isn't consistent with Larson's experience. Cumharley non Ellison Sayre, the local council of the Isle of Lewis, confirmed receiving reports from some islanders about low-frequency sounds and said that the environmental health team is investigating the situation, as reported by the BBC. That said, Kirtley, in conversation with The Times, said they're, quote, now pretty certain that whatever is causing this has a marine source and likely impacting marine wildlife. Quote, it makes it even more important that the source is traced and the hum is silenced for good. It remains to be seen whether the group will actually hone in on the source of the hum and what experts will have to say about it.
So, I think it's a doo-wop group with a really long warm-up. Oh, I get it. Somebody's just got the crash test dummies on loop.
Yeah. It's really someone's, really, badass car bass system, but they're playing didgeridoo music.
Oh, wow. How about you, David? Got a theory?
Yeah, probably a roaming Sound Clash concert that just goes from town to town. But they're doing Sound Clash for like dogs or something.
I could see that. I don't know. I like my doo-wop group. Like any minute now, they're gonna break into like the old Nickelodeon jingle. Nickelodeon. That's the one.
Yeah.
We suck, and that's okay.
We should do our own doo-wop group.
I think that's a terrible idea. And now Lenora is going to be like, do it, cowards. Yep. Speaking of, real quick, Lenora is now our official archivist because I said so.
Yeah.
Because I was like, what episode did we do this? And Lenora was like, this episode, here's a link. I'm like, okay, this is your job now.
Yeah. Gotta get Lenora on the website.
Yep, pretty much.
First unpaid intern.
Woo. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's weird.
I mean, technically, Lenora is doing research for us too, because I keep getting links for different like Dead Internet 4 because the universe is willing it.
Yeah, the Dead Internet 4 because God hates us.
Yeah.
But I really find the whole hum situation fascinating ever since the Taos thing.
So here's an interesting thing someone in the comments mentioned, which I didn't think about, which I knew this information, I just didn't put two and two together.
Whale farts.
The power in Scotland and England is 50 hertz AC, whereas here in America it's 60 hertz.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that their power grid is 50 hertz, and the tone seems to be 50 hertz. Can't be coincidental.
That's interesting.
It could be some things maybe having sympathetic vibrations.
Oh, it's like when Marmalade
induced.
the cat is sitting there and he hears the electricity in the walls and freaks out.
Well, maybe, or it could be there could be some structures that, resonate either because they're connected to the grid or,
Now,
overhead
have
power
people
lines.
checked to see if it's that Janet Jackson song?
Ooh.
Oh, it could be the Rhythm Nation again.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Rhythm Nation.
But have you ever heard the phenomenon of like barbed wire or metal fences run underneath high tension power lines? It could induce some current in the fences.
Yeah.
And, give
That's
you
a
little
good
bit
point.
of a zap. So it could be something similar to that. Like, they don't know where these incidents are being heard, but if they were, say, high voltage power lines and metal structures nearby that were of, adequate makeup.
Alternately, it could be Benedictine monks under the floorboards.
Oh, yeah, don't ooh, that's where they're over there making more chartreuse.
Oh yeah. They're hiding it.
You got a monk infestation.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, spray for that shit.
You can tell by the humming.
Yeah, put out some wine and cheese, and maybe we can get it out.
Make sure you put a rosary on them. That way you don't lose them in the wall.
Yep. Would say put a bell on them, but, they don't move around that much. Well, that was fun. So,
Yeah.
we are going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll do our next round of stories, and then Mike has a segment coming up at the end.
I didn't
Holy
agree
shit.
to that.
Too bad. I want you to talk about it.
I kind of don't want to do it.
What?
I mean, I fell out of with the idea, with the subject matter.
Oh,
You don't have to like it. You just have
the
to.
more
present
the
it.
more I read it, the more I didn't like it.
we'll talk about it. Anyway, we will be right back after this.
Hey man, what's got you off in your phone there?
Oh, just going through all the funny Mothman memes and supernatural shit posts I've been wanting to share. I just don't know where to put the posts yet.
Don't you know about the Supernatural Selection Discord?
We have a Discord?
Yeah, for years, dude. Where have you been?
Can people chat with the hosts and get previews of upcoming episodes and generally post funny shit as much as they want with other listeners?
I mean, if that's your bag. I mean, personally, I wouldn't do that, but there are even live streaming events for the shows there, too. You've been in a few. How do you not know this stuff?
It must have been my doppelganger. How do I get into the Discord?
It's easy. Just visit discord.supernaturalselectionpod.com. Now say that 3 times fast.
Well, that's perfect. Now I can share 3 terabytes of Hollow Earth memes. Get it? Terabytes.
Never mind. Forget I said anything. Just don't do that. You should definitely not visit discord.supernaturalselectionpod.com to join the Discord. We don't want you there.
Too late. I'm already posting my alien abduction fan fiction with the general chat.
Join the hosts and listeners of Supernatural Selection on the official Discord. Just visit discord.supernaturalselectionpod.com.
And we're back. So, how's everybody feel about Loch Ness booze?
Gimmicky.
Yeah. What
Yeah,
are they
yeah,
like? Sorry, go ahead.
I think it's probably solid. But it has nothing to do with being exposed to Loch Ness at all.
I kind of agree. I think it'd be funnier if they used, like, fucking lock water in the actual making of the thing.
Exactly.
I find it also suspect that they say they sent it off for testing, but never said anything other than the results were promising.
Yeah,
never
they said the results were positive. I'm like, you know what else is positive? HIV sometimes. So
They probably sent a couple bottles to like some grad students and they party with like, yeah, this shit's great.
yeah, no, that's it right there. I think you just hit the nail on the goddamn head.
What's the difference between them? Not much, but they were great.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to get like a bottle of that and a bottle of their regular product up at the store and see what the bourbon crew thinks of it, because we've got a really good group of tasters up there.
Yeah.
So, that being said, David, my friend, what have you got for your next story?
Well, there's been some AI shit going on.
God damn it, I don't want to do
always.
another dead internet.
It's going to happen. But I had a couple of choices, but I have this one. This is from Futurism, again, by Victor Tangerman, who pops up on our show quite a bit.
Yep.
Chat GPT users are developing bizarre... The messages were insane and just saying a bunch of spiritual jargon.
Oh, boy.
OpenAI's tech may be driving countless of its users into a dangerous state of chat GPT-induced psychosis.
Okay, that's a new word.
Mm-hmm. As Rolling Stone reports, users on Reddit are sharing how AI has led their loved ones to embrace a range of alarming delusions, often mixing spiritual mania and supernatural fantasies.
Oh, God.
Friends and family are watching in alarm as users insist they've been chosen to fulfill sacred missions on behalf of sentient AI or non-existent comic powers, chatbot behavior that's just mirroring and worsening existing mental health issues, but at an incredible scale and without the scrutiny of regulators or experts.
Ha, joke. You know what? I'm better than them because I don't need ChatGPT to get me into a deranged state.
Yeah, you just have to read something about ghosts.
Yeah.
A 41-year-old mother and nonprofit worker told Rolling Stone that her marriage ended abruptly after her husband started engaging in unbalanced conspiratorial conversations with ChatGPT that spiraled into all-consuming obsession.
Wow.
After meeting up in person at a courthouse earlier this year as part of divorce proceedings, she says he shared a, quote, conspiracy theory about soap on our foods and a paranoid belief that he was being watched. Quote, he became... Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, this sounds like a Night Vale plot.
Right? Quote, he became emotional about the messages and would cry to me as he read them out loud, the woman told Rolling Stone. The messages were insane and just saying a bunch of spiritual jargon.
What the fuck?
In which the AI called the husband a, quote, spiral star child and, quote, river walker.
What?
The whole thing feels like Black Mirror, she added. All right, let me...
God.
Yeah, so thoughts so far, because I still have more to go.
We're done as a species and should be wiped out by the next available aliens. Mike? What? Wow. That bad, huh?
Yeah.
Fucking dinged your brain cells.
Yep.
Fuck.
Other users told the publication that their partner had been, quote, talking about lightness and dark and how there's a war, and that, quote, ChatGPT has given him blueprints to a teleporter and some other sci-fi type things you only see in movies.
God damn it.
Warning signs are all over Facebook, another man told Rolling Stone of his wife. She is changing her whole life to be a spiritual advisor and do weird readings and sessions with people. I'm a little fuzzy on what it all actually is. All powered by ChatGPT Jesus.
Oh, Jesus.
OpenAI had no response to Rolling Stone's questions.
Of course not.
No. They should have asked ChatGPT.
Right? But the news comes after the company had to rescind a recent update to ChatGPT after users noted it had made the chatbot extremely sycophantic and overly flattering or agreeable, which can make it even more susceptible to mirroring users' delusional beliefs.
Yeah, can we go back to when it was just anti-Semitic?
Right? These AI-induced delusions are likely the result of, quote, people with existing tendencies suddenly being able to have an always-on human-level conversation partner with whom to co-experience their delusions, as Center for AI Safety fellow Nate Sheridan told Rolling Stone. On a certain level, that's the core premise of a large language model. You enter text and it returns a statistically plausible reply, even if that response is driving the user deeper into delusion or psychosis. Quote, I am schizophrenic, although long-term medicated and stable. One thing I dislike about ChatGPT is that if I were going into psychosis, it would still continue to affirm me, one Redditor wrote, because, quote, it has no ability to think and realize something is wrong, so it would continue to affirm all my psychotic thoughts. The AI chatbots could also be acting like talk therapy, except without the grounding of an actual human counselor. They're instead guiding users deeper into unhealthy, nonsensical narratives. Quote, explanations are powerful, even if they're wrong, University of Florida psychologist and researcher Aaron Westgate told Rolling Stone. Perhaps the strangest interview in Rolling Stone's story was the man who with a troubled mental history who started using ChatGPT for coding tasks, but found that it started to pull the conversation into increasingly unhinged mystical topics. Is this real, he pondered, or am I delusional? And that's the article.
God damn. Okay, so I'm reading about Carrie Thornley, and there's a lot of parallels here.
Could you imagine Carrie Thornley with ChatGPT?
I would. You know who I'd like to see use ChatGPT? If he was still around? Hunter S. Thompson.
Oh, my God. Fuck.
Yeah. Fear and Loathing on the Dead Internet.
Right.
God damn. I hate that.
I'm out of Quaaludes, but the robot keeps talking.
Did you ever see that interview with him on Conan O'Brien where he had he went to Nike's website and you could make your own personalized shoes, but he didn't explain that, so he just throws his foot up on Conan's desk and goes, I made these shoes myself. And Conan's like, no, you fucking didn't. The implication being, I constructed these shoes with my own two hands.
Right.
Actually, now that I think about it, I feel like maybe Hunter S. Thompson is ChatGPT.
Maybe.
Oh, man. Just the next ChatGPT test project is Gonzo.
Yes.
I was going to say, we just take an LLM and, train it on Hunter S. Thompson's work.
Jesus Christ.
Honestly, that would be a pretty fun chatbot. I'm not going to lie.
It just starts consuming all the power in the world and melts down into a spectacular puddle of silicon.
Oh, it ignites as a new star.
Would you like to enter Bat Country?
It just keeps asking where Dr. Gonzo is.
Right. Fuck Nixon, fuck Nixon, fuck Nixon.
Oh, God, that would be great. I feel like we should do that for a lot of your 60s luminaries like him and Timothy Leary.
Oh, man. What if they made a little desktop version of him and called it Gonzo Buddy?
Oh, God. Oh, God. It's like a little purple gorilla with the hat and the glasses and the cigarette holder.
You can feed him pills.
Oh, God. Oh, I love this idea, and I hate it. So, actually, I love this idea way more than what we actually have.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, Christ.
To close the program out, you have to hand it a shotgun.
Yeah. Oh, God.
I felt bad about that one. Fuck.
Yeah, you fucking should. Jesus Christ.
I think he would have laughed at that.
He would. Oh, yeah. No, he would have. But, I mean, that doesn't mean it's not tasteless.
Yeah, that's a fucked up joke. I feel bad now.
Team at supernaturalselectionpod.com. What did you think? Was it tasteless? So, anyway, man, I hate the world we live in now. I said this to Mike. There are some topics we talk about sometimes, both on the show and on Weekend Weird, where I really think I should end this fucking show.
No.
And I feel like ChatGPT and the dead internet is one of those topics. It's like, you know what? Fuck this hell world. It doesn't deserve my show. Oh, God. So, I'm going to move on to mine if that's okay. Yep. Mike, unless you have any other thoughts about this situation.
No, I am dutifully horrified.
Okay. Well, we talked about Loch Ness and made some jokes about the monster. Well, my next article is from studyfinds.org,
Mm-hmm.
Article was by The Study Finds staff, which that sounds like a don't want to pay you dodge. But the article is dinosaur skin purse is coming soon? ? Scientists claim to engineer leather from T-Rex DNA.
Okay.
This is not where I thought the new Jurassic Park was going. I'm not going to lie. Dateline, New York. You might soon carry a wallet made from dinosaur skin. No, not fossilized. Actual leather engineered from T-Rex DNA in a lab. In a breakthrough that sounds like science fiction becoming reality, 3 innovative companies have, which sounds like bastards anyway, 3 innovative companies have joined forces to create what they claim will be the world's first luxury material made from the genetic blueprint of an extinct apex predator. Creative agency, VML, along with genomic engineers at the Organoid Company.
Fucking hell's right out of Resident Evil.
I
Jesus.
swear to God. And Umbrella Corp. Yeah. And Lab Grown Leather. That's a company. Lab Grown Leather announced their partnership on April 25th. Satan was probably there to sign the paperwork. Their ambitious goal to revolutionize the $780 billion global leather industry by introducing prehistoric biology into the luxury materials market. Quote, with T-Rex leather, we're harnessing the biology of the past to create the luxury materials of the future. Fuck you.
At least they're not skinning T-Rexes.
Sure, yet. But anyway.
Just breeding T-Rexes just to skin them.
Yep. But that quote was from Baz Corsten, Global Chief Creative Officer at VML.
He also sounds like a member of the Imperial Security Bureau on Andor.
He really does. He's probably up there screaming next to General Hux. Corsten is no stranger to headline-grabbing prehistoric innovations, having previously spearheaded the Mammoth Meatball Project.
Oh, see, I'm glad you qualified that, because I was going to say after previously fucking a dinosaur.
No, we all remember the Mammoth Meatball thing and how pissed we were that no one was eating it. Because they just sat there with it, going, no, you can't eat it. We made it, but you can't eat it, fuckers. Bunch of bastard. Here's the thing. You know what? Never mind. I want to use that Moby song for something. The science behind this innovation uses cutting-edge biotechnology to merge ancient genetics with modern manufacturing. You see, we filled it in with frog DNA. Instead of
fill in the holes and complete the code.
Yeah. Instead of attempting to clone actual dinosaurs, thankfully avoiding the disaster depicted in Jurassic Park.
Well, you have to say it like Mr. DNA, which was dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs? These companies are taking a more focused approach by isolating the genetic information specific to skin tissue. Scientists start with fossilized T-Rex collagen, the primary protein found in skin and connective tissues, which serves as their biological blueprint. The Organoid Company then engineers synthetic DNA based on this ancient template, which gets incorporated into lab-grown leather's priority cell cultivation process known as Elemental X.
Jesus fucking Christ, so many red flags.
God damn, all this, and it's all incubated in the Torment Nexus. God, Elemental X just sounds like the bad guys in a, post-Claremont X-Men story.
Yeah, we fill the cells with hate.
Yes. Fabian Nietzschezer wrote this shit. Anyway, what separates this approach from existing leather alternatives is that these engineered cells grow naturally without artificial supporting structures. Lab-grown leather employs what they term a scaffold-free methodology, allowing cells to create their own natural structure. Nothing could possibly go wrong with this. Resulting in
dinosaur cancer.
Yeah. I have a cancer bag. Resulting in material structurally identical to natural leather. The result is material with authentic leather properties rather than a mere imitation. And the picture underneath that is a leather handbag with a dinosaur ass and head sticking out of it due to trickery. But some experts are putting this announcement in the same file as the recent so-called de-extinction of the dire wolf. Thomas Holtz Jr., a vertebrate paleontologist at the University of Maryland, told Live Science that the company's claims are misleading and nothing more than fantasy. Tom Ellis, professor of synthetic genome engineering at Imperial College London, told NBC News that the announcement is a gimmick, noting that the collagen produced by the team will likely be no different than other synthetic leathers. Quote, I doubt that our knowledge of dinosaur evolution is good enough to be able to design a collagen gene specifically from T-Rex, he said. Traditional leather production raises multiple ethical and environmental concerns. The industry contributes to deforestation needed for cattle grazing and uses chemical tanning processes involving harmful substances like chromium. These chemicals often lead to water pollution and health risks for tannery workers. The synthetic T-Rex leather offers a potential solution to these long-standing problems. You know what? It goes on for a bit talking about what dinosaurs are.
You know what this technology would be good for?
Skin
Fucking
grafts?
skin grafts.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going to say.
Like, do that.
Yeah, but no, we got to make something for Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
I just don't trust anything called the Organoid Company.
Right? It sounds like something out of fucking Metroid.
Yeah, actually. And like the X-Parasite is involved somehow.
Yeah, like you go to Brinstar and there's like the Organoid attacks you from the fucking tunnels.
God damn it, you're right. And then Kraid is right behind it.
Okay. Yeah.
I hate this. Man, I like really fucking hate this.
I mean, they can do that. They could do, just, real vegan, but real leather.
Now, they also say that they're hoping to expand this into making car seats.
Okay.
Out of dinosaur. Man, like, fuck these guys.
But why dinosaur? Aside from the fact that they could make a, obviously it's to make a bunch of money.
Yeah,
I guarantee you, there's a Jenner involved.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, it's because it's grabs headlines. It attracts investors. And because if they were saying they were just going to make leather from, like I said, just lab grown leather, it wouldn't be as big of a deal.
Yeah, that's true.
It would be like, okay, that seems pretty useful.
Yeah, but they still wouldn't get the millions in dollars of investment they would need to bring it to market.
Yeah, no, it had to be done.
I'm looking forward to getting the Louis Vuitton Imperious Rex line of luggage.
Well, if you're gonna do that, you could just say it's fucking Godzilla skin.
There you go.
Look, I don't need a purse, but I buy a Godzilla purse.
Godzilla wallet.
Yeah, that too. Hell, I get a car lined with Godzilla skin. Why the fuck not? The whole thing, not just the seats.
Right?
Yeah.
Make your cosplay super authentic.
I want the scales on the car, too, like running down the back in the center.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And then, the hood pops open and sprays, burning hot gas at people. Okay, now I'm just talking about making a war machine, so I should probably stop.
This is the second time Godzilla has shown up in our conversation tonight.
It's a very... I feel like the thing is, maybe we're turning to Godzilla because we need a savior.
Yeah. No, I'm down for it.
Yeah. No, I'm there. So, anyway, that's my second article. Mike, what have you got for us now?
Next, I have also from Gizmodo.
Okay.
Hot off the presses because this week, 53-year-old Soviet spacecraft will plummet back to Earth this week.
Can I catch it?
The spacecraft's expected area of reentry spans vast regions on both sides of the equator where it could potentially land in a single piece. Because this baby was made to re-enter the atmosphere of Venus.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Cosmos 482 has been trapped in Earth's orbit for 53 years.
Is this one of those things the Russians launched and fucked it up?
But his wandering journey is coming to an end. The failed Venus mission is expected to re-enter through the atmosphere in a dramatic fall towards its home planet, where it may remain intact or scattered to bits across a still unknown location on either side of the equator. The Soviet-era spacecraft will plunge through Earth's atmosphere sometime between May 8th and 12th. Today is the 9th.
Okay.
Or we're now in the 9th. Well, David's still in the 8th.
Mm-hmm.
As of now, the exact location of where Cosmos 482 will crash land on Earth is still unknown, with a preliminary estimate that stretches across large parts of the world on either side of the equator. That's just because of its orbital inclination. Obviously, it's not going to fall somewhere that it doesn't already cross in its orbit.
Now, could you clarify? Has this thing been in the orbit of Venus and came back? Or
We'll get. I'm sure this article will tell us the whole story of it.
Okay.
It's also unclear whether the spacecraft will remain in one piece or if it will break apart during re-entry, raining down bits of debris. Cosmos 482 launched on March 31st, 1972 from the Baikonur Cosmodrome spaceport in what is now known as Kazakhstan. The mission was an attempt by the Soviet space program to reach Venus. So they did have successful versions of this. This one just failed. It failed to gain enough velocity to enter a transfer trajectory towards Venus. A malfunction resulted in an engine burn that wasn't sufficient to reach Venus's orbit, according to NASA. Since then, the spacecraft has been stuck in an elliptical orbit around the Earth. The spacecraft entered a higher orbit measuring 130 miles by 6,089 miles. So its closest point of Earth was 130 miles, which is, not very high. Its highest point was 6,000 miles. Astrophotographer Ralph Vanderberg recently captured images of Cosmos 482 in space ahead of its projected descent and made a note of what appeared to be a parachute deployed from the spacecraft. Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't see that before. At this point, nothing is sure, Vanderberg told Gizmodo in an email. In 2014, I had a first sign of this in my images, but didn't think seriously about this possibility. But when I processed the 2024 images taking 10 years later and saw the same thing, I thought I needed to report the possibility. So apparently, yeah, it's like there's pictures here. And it's basically, you see a blob, and then there's like a trail coming from the blob, which, and it's not a very regular. Like it's kind of stringy. So yeah, I could totally buy that being some form of part of the parachute. Because let's see. I'm going to finish the story and then I'll say, things that I'll fill in the gaps that I know that it doesn't report on. Even if the spacecraft's exposed parachute is hanging out in space, it's unlikely that it would still do its job of slowing down the Cosmos's descent towards the Earth. After failing to reach Venus, the spacecraft broke apart into 4 different pieces, with 2 of the smaller fragments re-entering over Ashburton, New Zealand, 2 days after its launch. The 2 remaining pieces are a carrier bus and a lander probe, which together form a spherical pressure vessel weighing more than 1,000 pounds. Today, it's hard to determine where the remainder of the heat-resistant spacecraft will re-enter the Earth's atmosphere. Its current orbit indicates it should be anywhere between latitude 52 degrees north and 52 degrees south according to Mario Langbroek, a satellite tracker based in Leiden, the Netherlands. That barely narrows it down, as this area includes the United States, South America, Africa, and Australia, and most of Europe and Asia south of the Arctic Circle. The spacecraft's landing zone will become more clear as it approaches its doomed re-entry. Another question is how much of it will survive the heat of atmospheric re-entry. Quote, as this is a lander that was designed to survive passage through the Venusian atmosphere, it's possible that it will survive re-entry through the Earth's atmosphere intact and impact intact, Langebroek wrote in a blog update. Langebroek suggests an impact speed of around 150 miles per hour, or 242 kilometers per hour, if the lander does not break apart or largely burn up during re-entry. The kinetic
it's moving fast enough and it's large enough to kill a dog.
Probably, yes.
Awesome.
Okay.
The kinetic energy at impact is similar to that of a 15 to 21 inch long meteorite fragment, okay, according to Langebroek. Since our planet is mostly made up of water, the spacecraft will likely end up at the bottom of an ocean floor. The chances of it impacting an inhabited area, however, are not zero, so it does pose some form of risk, especially as its re-entry date and location remain uncertain. So
it's more likely to hit a dolphin.
Probably. So this thing,
Damn.
It is what they call it's a re-entry capsule shaped in that it's got a kind of rounded heat shield on the bottom and, stuff on the top. And it was in its normal, say if it was going to Venus, it would re-enter the atmosphere and the heat shield obviously would, do the initial slowing down as it, entered the atmosphere. But usually these things are, and I'm assuming this one would be as well, designed to, at a certain stage in the descent, jettison the heat shield and, start using its parachute. Because the parachute, you don't want the parachute to carry any loads that it doesn't have to. So the lighter you make the spacecraft when the parachute has to hold it, the less parachute you need. So you would want to get rid of the heat shield before you use the parachute. So if the parachute's deployed, I would also assume the heat shield at least was attempted to be jettisoned. Because these things were running on batteries, but there, there's no telling. It might not have actually entered its entry, descent, and landing program, and it could have just popped the parachute due to the batteries going flat. Because if you had dying batteries, weird glitches can happen on anything, and so it could have mistakenly jettisoned the parachute while it was in its death throes. It could have jettison the heat shield. So, but if it still has a heat shield in place, usually they're designed to be passively stable. So even if it comes in upside down, the atmospheric drag will reorient it to where the heat shield points down. And if the heat shield's still there, it will, enter intact.
Now, and kill a child.
Yeah. If it ejected the heat shield,
a child dolphin.
Yeah, if it jettisoned the heat shield already, it's probably just going to burn up in the atmosphere. So who knows? It's a lot of questions we don't know anything about.
We don't know how many dolphins could die.
Well, I'm just glad that it didn't make it to Venus, because this sounds like the way that Night of the Living Dead happened.
This sounds more fun at any rate.
Yeah. But it didn't get out of our local neighborhood, so it's not bringing back, death spores or zombie spores or, fun spores.
Radiation on the probe from Venus.
Alien tardigrades from beyond the stars.
I mean, it was 6,000 miles, so that's not even out of the moon's orbit. I think the moon is 10,000 miles or something like that. So it's not even past the lunar orbit.
Yeah, that thing really shit the bed, didn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. So, fun. I still haven't heard anything. So this article is originally posted on the 6th, and as of today, I've not heard of it, entering. So maybe I'll have an update next time for, did Cosmos 482, how did it land? Did we find it?
Dolphin murdered.
Yeah.
You won't believe who the culprit is.
I like how we're all just assuming he's gonna murder the fuck out of a dolphin.
It could be, I don't know, seagull.
And then a dolphin.
Can you imagine how suck it would be to how much it would suck to be a seagull, and your last moment is just you're obliterated by some probe crashing down towards the ocean?
It's like that bird getting hit with a baseball.
Yeah. Or you're like out there, like water skiing or like surfing or something, and just wham,
You're dead.
you did. It's like what was that show that the girl became a Grim Reaper? She was like killed by a
Dead Like Me.
Dead Like Me, yeah. Killed from the
mirror.
Oh yes, mirror toilet seat.
Yep, that's what's gonna happen. And then it's gonna turn into one of those oh god, what was that guy's name? Oh fuck, did Hannibal.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Brian Fuller?
Brian Fuller, yeah, it's gonna be a Brian Fuller show.
It could be The Good Place.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Sheedy died because of air conditioner fell on top of him.
oh wow, he's got a thing for people being killed by things falling.
In weird ways, yeah.
Yeah, weird motherfucker.
Yeah, so as of now, scouring Google, it has not re-entered that we know of yet.
Okay.
That we know of.
That we know of.
Okay, but they do have a estimated time. So as of this writing, Langerbrook forecasts that Cosmos 482's reentry will occur on May 10th, shortly after 3:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
Mike, you might be awake for that.
So that's tomorrow, basically,
3 a.m.
a little more than 24 hours from now.
Oh, I thought it meant like 3 a.m. like this morning.
No, 3 a.m. May 10th.
Yeah, that's in like 2 hours.
We're already in the.
Oh wait, it's the 9th. Shit.
The 9th, yeah, that's.
Sorry.
Yes, that's Saturday morning.
Math bad.
It's pretty wild that I'm talking to you guys from the past.
Yeah. I know. Well, nope.
Let me tell you something. The future sucks.
Oh wait, you didn't. You're 2 hours.
Yep.
Behind us. Dang it! I was about to say you just caught up to us, but no, you still got an hour.
Well,
you lucky future or past bastard.
How is the future, by the way?
It's terrible.
It's about the same, really. I mean,
fuck.
We just go to sleep earlier.
Yeah. Now that being said, I can't wait to hear about dead dolphins.
Yeah.
So
I'll have to keep an eye out for an update on that Saturday.
Please do.
Flipper obliterator.
The flipperator.
Mm.
I was saying the flipper obliterator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, that's our stories for this week, and because Mike fell out of love with the subject he was going to do, I got something for us to talk about here.
Okay.
Lou Elizondo.
Mm-hmm.
Lou Elizondo recently released a photo saying it was of a large circular craft hovering over a field. Mike, can you explain what the picture actually was?
So I saw this picture, well, the two pictures. The first picture, I was going, that does look a little weird, because it's like a circular thing with a circular shadow under it.
Yeah.
And then I saw the second picture, and I was like, I knew exactly what the fuck that was. If anybody's been, I'm trying to think exactly what areas. Like, not every place. Like, I don't think we have a lot of this in Mississippi. Maybe some in the Delta. But heavy agricultural areas that need irrigation, they have these, I don't know what they're exactly called, but they're basically these large irrigators that like turn in a circle. It's kind of like, a sprinkler, but like...
Oh, wait, yeah, the big long thing.
Yeah,
I've seen them
like
actually.
A standpipe come up from the ground.
I've seen them on 49 South, actually.
And, they have a little A-frame at the end that has wheels on it, and I guess as it waters, it just revolves in a circle.
Right.
And so that's what it was. It was just these circular irrigation patches. Just one of them happened to be, a darker color, and one was a lighter color. And then there were others around it too that were, more blending in with the rest of the, background.
Now this was the one, the photo supposedly near Four Corners.
I don't know. Kevin would know.
I can't remember, but it looks like a large white circular craft with a dark shadow under it.
Yeah, and it looks like the shadows are... Okay, yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, it is basically a field. And
it is literally crop circles, but not that kind of crop circle.
Yes. Now, the thing is, Lou Elizondo he's been posting a lot of photos over the last couple of years that under scrutiny are bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And he put this one out, and for once, UFO Reddit just wasn't having it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Kevin, not just any UFO Twitter.
UFO B.
Which is the don't you dare debunk this.
Yeah, UFO B has a rule on you're not allowed to debunk shit, and they debunked it.
So the debunking's coming from within.
Yeah, this is the one where they felt that r/UFOs was too rational. So they started their own subreddit.
That's so good.
And one person in particular went on Google Earth and was like, here it is. It's a fucking field. and Lou Elizondo has been a liar. Like, he has admitted to people, like, to the UFO community at a UFO convention that he was a disinformation agent spouting just lies at them for years. But this time, and then recently he was like, but now I'm telling the truth.
Right.
And everybody bought it. And I don't know why.
Because they want to believe.
Okay, sure, but I mean, dude's full of shit for like 20 years, and then all of a sudden you're like, but this time it's true.
I think
You never know when he'll actually be right, though.
Yeah, dude, never. The point is, no one bought this one. And then Lou's response was...
I'm sure it was very measured.
It was very... I was given this image and it was posted by my people, and I was not able to vet it before it was posted from his personal fucking account. And before that, he started blocking people that were criticizing the photo, and then said his account was hacked, and all they did was block people. I'm like, that's not how any of this works. That's not how this works, sir. Sir, this is a Wendy's. But it has been insane. Like, they've actually been making like fake book covers for him. I posted one of them in our Discord. I think it was in shitpost modernism. Sorry, I know this is so entertaining. Or was it in Supernet? I don't remember. Anyway, point is that I'm just so amazed with the fact that every part of UFO Twitter has called bullshit on this one. Here it is. It's a Lou Elizondo book cover where it's him in a suit pointing at one of the Billy Meyer fake UFO pictures. And it says, imminent, in parentheses, trust me, bro. A totally credible account of stuff that's definitely about to happen any minute now. Lou Lucens Elizondo. And again, that was from UFO B. Which blows my goddamn mind. I'm happy. Like, it's one of those things where the UFO community is, and I've talked about this for years now, has been pissing me off steadily with their just constant belief in shit, like particularly the egg.
Oh, yeah, the egg.
The egg. Like, the fact that they bought the egg, but finally Lou Elizondo's full of shit. I mean, like, god damn, that egg just pisses me off every time I think about it. But anyway, I was excited at this. And just wanted to throw it out there because Mike was like, have you seen this? I was like, what the fuck am I looking at? He was like, no, let me show you the other one. I was like, that's a field. That's just a field. What the fuck? Oh, man. I don't know. David, how do you feel about the UFO community right now?
Shine on, you crazy diamonds. It gives us entertainment, it gives us shit to talk about. Like, I am very amused that UFOB was like, okay, this is bullshit. That's fun.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's talk about like, what is the true purpose and role of the Mantis Men? And then Lou Elizondo posts this, and they're like, "You're full of shit, Lou."
Right.
Oh my God! I'm kind of proud of them all for a little bit of like critical thinking skill.
And I like that they kind of get together, point that this is bullshit, and then it's back to business as usual, talking about the tall whites.
Yep. No, it's all back to that. It's all back to, I think it's actually a good thing that we're being abducted.
Well, that's wishful thinking. They just want to be abducted by tall, hot whites.
Again, it's like David. They just want to be in a relationship with the aliens. Because you've been abducted so many times now. You don't know it, but there's a ring. So, anyway. So, that's it for this week. Yay.
We're done?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're done.
You're done.
Get her done. So, David, have you got any plugs you'd like to make?
Not particularly. I'm hoping to be able to start like doing stuff that I can plug.
Okay.
Again, like I just got hit hard this past month, and like I'm almost through it, man. I'm almost through it.
You've been going through a lot lately, so that's understandable.
Yeah.
Mike, have you got anything you want to plug?
I also one day aspire to have things worthy of plugging.
Okay. Well,
how's your book coming so far, Kevin?
Well, that's what I was about to say. I would like to plug the fact that if you would like to check out my writing, you can head to Kotaotan, KOTAOTAN.tumblr.com. And I'm posting...
Oh, shit, back to Tumblr.
Yep, I'm going to be posting some of the early chapters there, along with my short stories, which I am working on a Lovecraftian short story that is about a guy living on a boat on the reservoir.
Hell yeah.
So that's how the book's going. I've also decided, you know what, as long as I'm writing, it technically doesn't matter what I'm writing, as long as I'm getting something done.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I'm also going to Natchez next weekend, so it's kind of a fact-finding trip since part of the book's going to be in Natchez, but also it's just me and Dusty getting out of town for a bit.
Yeah, you two have been doing that recently, and I like that for you.
Yeah.
That means I'm going to be alone with the cats.
Yep.
The cats he's going to come back.
What's that?
When is Dusty going to join us?
She's asleep usually when we do this, so.
Yeah.
I'll give her some coffee. Get her ass up and bring her onto an episode.
Maybe Distraction Hall.
Yeah. That'd be fun. Although I do kind of want to hear her take on all the supernatural shit that we talk about, like just the exasperated sigh whenever we bring up a story.
There's a lot of that. She's been very understanding with me over the last. Hang on, do the math. Hang on. 17 years?
Oh, jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 17 years of putting up with me.
Christ, don't tell me it's been that long. It seems like it was only like 5 years ago.
I know. It's horrifying. So, anyway, thank you everyone for listening. If you would like to learn more about the show,
please go to our website.
Please listen to the show.
Supernotpod.rocks.
The show is my passion.
Wow.
So,
wow, that evolved fast. Like the minute you
Yes.
knew the end wasn't like it's like a runner at the end of a marathon. Like their body just
Yep.
breaks down before
Yep.
they get across the finish line.
you just shit and piss at the same time and fall down in it.
That was impressive. I'm quite impressed by how that happened in real time.
Thank you. I am so proud of my failure. So anyway, if you would like to learn more about the show, head to supernatpod.rocks. That is supernatpod.rocks. You will find a link to our Discord, our Patreon, our store, and every episode of this show, and the Distraction Hole. So, thank you everyone for listening. We will see you next week where we will discuss the founders of Discordianism and the horror that is their lives. So,
Oh boy.
thank you once again. We will see you next time. So until then, stay safe and stay frosty. Goodbye.
I hope you enjoyed the show.
I hope you enjoy the show. The show.
That means my motorcycle is, I've had it for 17 years because, as we all know, Kevin got a girlfriend and I got a motorcycle.
Which, that tracks.
They kind of happened at the same time.
Yep, pretty much. Because the first time Dusty came down and we went over to a friend's house, you were on the motorcycle.
Yeah.
Yep.